Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? It got change. Hello, Ginger. Hello. All right. Well, there's a couple of things. I'm sure you saw my graphic for this topic tonight, and yeah, I'm just really, what do I want to say? Disgruntled, I guess, maybe the word, for all of the garbage and the chaos and the meanness going on. Hello, K9. Good to see you. There's so much out there. It doesn't stop. But just before I came on, I found something, I saw something, and it just reminded me that we're on the right track here on our channel and how we decided we're not going to talk badly, and call out things. Brenda Joe, good to have you back. You're very welcome. We were worried about you. Hello, Gigi. Good to see you. Blueberry cheesecake. Oh, that sounds good, Ginger. So, I want to start off the show with what I was just talking about. Something that I read that just kind of hit me, reminded me that we are on the right track for our channel. About staying out of all the drama, about just showing the love. So, without further ado, I am going to go ahead and share. Okay. As you can see, it's a post from Nick. So he says, people keep asking why. I want to make sure first that you can see it good. Okay. People keep asking why I've been quiet lately. I'm tired. Nothing more. Nothing less. Tired. But my motivation remains steadfast. I don't believe in hatred, division, nor drama and confusion, and I'm not going to start now. What I will say is stay strong, stay united, understand, and show compassion and civility for one another, and then, just maybe, it'll be the straw that breaks the camel's back. One of, if not the final thing left to do, will be to test the power of unwavering unity. Unity with those we disagree with or even dislike. Because when people with opposing viewpoints engage in discussions, dissections, and eventually find common ground, significant progress is achieved. Don't dismiss this possibility. This is the United States of America. The American people united to address national security concerns and at times preserve civilization. So I believe without a doubt that unity is the missing piece to this puzzle. And regardless of our differences, personal opinions, or anything else, when unity brings Sebastian home, we will look back and wonder what on earth happened. But Sebastian will be home, and that's all that truly matters. America was founded on a foundation of freedom and equality, but ultimately, unity proved to be the ultimate solution. You see, without unity, there can be no equality, and without equality, there can be no freedom. We could spend our days entangled in endless disputes fueled by resentment, animosity, and a desire for retribution. Some might choose to exacerbate the divisions among us, where content creators from different platforms clash, each group against the other, spreading negativity and indirectly fueling public death threats. Or we could mirror Sebastian's example and strive for genuine understanding, replacing the toxic dialogue and lingering threat of violence with efforts rooted in empathy and kindness. Influencers, or whatever the title may be these days, must break this cycle of conflict. We must urge our followers, viewers, subscribers, members, friends, and others who support us with influence to stop attacking each other, sending threats, and harassing anyone or anything. The common goal should be to making tangible and positive contributions that will ultimately lead to a community effort that either brings Sebastian home or provides answers to his loved ones. The true crime community online has the potential to do great things. We've witnessed it solve cases before, and it'll solve cases until the end of day. Challenges will come. They've come before, and they'll come again. The vast majority of both creators and the public who seek our content are not just interested in learning a few facts about a case, but rather in becoming a part of your life, your community, and ultimately staying informed as new information becomes available, thereby gaining real-time knowledge. They want to enhance the accuracy and usefulness of our shared information and seek justice for all those who are missing or have been victimized within our borders. Don't we all? Let's show it. My next live stream will be nothing other than a call to end the violence that morphed into real life visits and public death threats. If this is happening to us, regardless of our occasional disagreements, I would never want any of you to experience this, which is why I will be dedicating my coverage to maintaining our unity as Americans should. Just let that sink in for a minute, guys. So, Cheryl, hello, hello. A got change, hello. So yes. What did you guys think of that? To me, it just spoke volumes. How many times have we been in? Okay, I'm just gonna say it. So, like, the video that we all watched last night. I didn't have a live so that we could all be over there and watch it, right? With the Lore Lodge, and I like the Lore Lodge. I like what he does. I thought he was very professional. He wasn't, combative or anything like that. He was professional. People were getting angry because they were timed out. I was timed out, and I was a little frustrated because we're used to being timed out when we say something sarcastic or toward a certain side, right? We're not used to being timed out when we put in hearts and say Sebastian Strong. And that was my first comment, and I got timed out, guys. I think they were just trying to control chat a little bit. By timing people out, it helped slow things down, I think, a little bit, even though it really didn't slow much. But there were a lot of people timed out. But there was a lot of nastiness in chat. And I told you guys, I said, we're not going to do that here, right? We're going to make sure we're not going to do that. We're not going to call out names, anything like that, because I said people are going into chats and they're looking, right? Not only are they looking at what creators are saying, but they're looking in chats. Well, I'm here to tell you that last night's entire chat was copied by a creator, and they were already talking about it today. I'm not going to name names. But I'm just going to say it's out there. So I'm going to tell you guys again, just please, please, please be careful. Be careful what you're saying out there. I don't want to see any of my family here in trouble for anything. The written word is it can be taken so many different ways, right? You can write something knowing what you're meaning, and you're not meaning anything mean by it, but somebody else can take it a whole different way, right? So I just want everybody to be really, really careful. Nick is a wonderful writer. The emoji is a problem and is considered spam. Gotcha. You were in the bushes? Yeah. I wrote one comment, and then it's hard, right? When you're seeing people that you care about, Seth being one of them, right? I care about Seth. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. None of us are. But he's a father who desperately trying to find his son, and to see things written about him, it's awful. It's awful, guys. And you want to defend him. That's human nature. That's only natural, you know. But I think the more that we sit in the bushes, like Canine says, and ignore, the more that we kind of sit in our little cocoon here and just love from afar, right? I think it's better, because in the end we'll set an example, right? And honestly, it's been the thing that has bothered me, all along, when I realized how mean people could be, and I thought, wow, why? I was timed out many times and resorted to just yelling at my computer screen. I was frustrated, I will admit. I only made the 2 comments. No, and then I did do just hearts to see. And yeah, I don't know. I didn't see it on this other creators when they were showing everything and picking out certain people's chats and talking about them on their live. Yeah. But whatever. They did. It's, but right, K9? Yeah. My head was about to explode too. It's almost, I don't think I could do it though, but it would almost be good if we just shut chat off and listened. But I don't think I could do it. I think I'd be too curious to want to see chat, because you do realize you can shut chat off. You know, but yeah, it was very difficult. It was very difficult. And all the chaos, Nick said it perfectly. He only had 5 mods for 5,000 people. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah. But Nick said it perfectly, coming together for Sebastian's sake, right? It doesn't mean we have to be best friends with people that we have nothing in common with, right? Because let's face it, here's something that I've gotten a lot of comments about in email and in comments after videos, even in chat a little bit. But I've had people tell me, thank me for not being a person who swears a lot. And I appreciate that, I appreciate that. I understand, and, am I offended by it? I guess when every other word is the F word, I am. But guys, my husband was a trucker, so um, nothing I haven't heard. Okay. Um, but that doesn't mean I talk that way, right? So I appreciate that. And I try to make sure that I'm good that way. If that's what people want, I'm happy to do that. I'm still going to be me. I'm not going to change me. Um, but yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Um, so having said that, there are others out there who do talk like that or do think certain things are okay that I may not think are okay. But if we could all just somehow come together and focus on Sebastian, right? And be kind to each other and not go after each other. Is that a fantasy? I don't know. But I just watched the United States of America literally come together because they were tired of not having a say, right? And it's the first time in history that a president has done what they've done here. So I would say that anything is possible, whether a person agrees with our new president or not, anything is possible. So I was just really inspired by Nick's post. I really was, guys. And I just kind of wanted to reiterate it, make sure that everybody is being careful when they're out and about. And I think that if we can show kindness and, maybe bite our tongue sometimes, because I know I have to, guys. And it was hard for me not to speak out yesterday. Let me tell you, I was chomping at the bit to say something, and I was timed out. So maybe that was God's way of telling me to keep my mouth shut. It might have been. And sometimes, Ginger, you were saying you were yelling at your computer. Maybe that was for the best, if you think about it. Because yeah, what kind of trouble might we got ourselves into, because it's hard not to defend a person that you care about. It's hard sometimes not to attack somebody that you think is just outright lying, right? I'm going to be honest. SF yesterday, I mean, I just kept seeing him look up and to the left, you know? That shows deception. Did I agree with everything he said? No. Am I going to go on his Twitter account and start saying things against him? No. Yeah. Yeah, Ginger, that was difficult for me too. That was really difficult for me. And I think that people really need to be careful when they say things, outright lies, like Yeah, Seth has been hurting enough. Yes. And when they say outright lies like that, and we know they don't have receipts to back anything up, right? We with things that were being said, we knew that there were no receipts to back anything up. And that's what's not good. When you can see that there's an agenda being made, right? It's not a good thing. And then as soon as the video or the interview was over, he started attacking the Lore Lodge on Twitter. And so I'm like, you know, that man, those two, Aiden and I don't know what's the other guy's name. In Tennessee, yes, it is true, Ginger. We were told that specifically by Sumner County Sheriff's Department. My husband and I were told that because my husband's children were raised in Minnesota, and you don't dare touch your children. Even if a mark isn't left on them, all the kids have to do is say that you did touch them. No mark to be seen, and you're going to jail. But in Tennessee, it's not. I mean, you as long as it's not, as long as the mark is gone in 2 hours, it's not abuse. So if it was like a red mark on their butt from a belt, but it was gone in 2 hours, yeah. Yeah. Actually, what they said to us is don't leave a mark, is what they said. Don't leave a mark. So I don't know about the 2-hour thing. I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, do I agree with that rule? No, I don't. So don't get me wrong, guys. I don't agree with that at all. Zilch, zero, nada. I don't. And in my opinion, children with disabilities should never be hit. That's wrong on so many levels. It's not right. But yeah, getting off of that interview and then attacking, and the Lore Lodge, those guys, they were professional. They were matter of fact. They didn't do anything wrong. They were professional. They could have gone at him, and I know that Aiden probably has it in him to go after him, right? Like many of us do. When you know a person is lying to you, right? But he didn't go at him, right? And many of you may say, well, what do you do when somebody is lying to your face? Well, there comes a point, and I've had experience with this. Brenda Jo knows this, and not from her. Please don't take me wrong there. But when someone is lying to you, you can speak up for only so long, and then if they continue the lie, you finally just have to turn around and walk away, because that's on them then. It's on them. You're not going to change their mind. There's nothing you can do except leave it to God. Because if a person is that, some people believe their own lies. Some people believe their own lies, and you're not going to change their mind. You know, should you so we were kind of talking, K9 said she was having a struggle watching chat, and Ginger and I both were having struggle. Um and I mean, so sometimes you might have to choose, like I said, to click out of chat and not listen anymore, or as difficult as that may be, to continue to put yourself through that with people who are that way, right? Um, I mean, I think every creator out there goes and kind of watches other creators, right? I think it's just you know, you're wanting to hear, does somebody else have some news that you don't have that maybe you can talk about? Um, oh, you're welcome. May got change. Um, but so, do they have some news that, maybe you could bring up, talk about, things like that? And even those that you may not like, what are they, what is up in their world? What's going on with them? And, some I sit in the bushes. I'll admit I sit in the bushes. I don't chat at all because I'm not going to be a hypocrite as far as pretend to be I'm something I'm not, right? So you do that, K9. Gotcha. Full screen and don't see the chat. Yeah. I have I use my laptop. For some reason I don't like looking at stuff on my phone. I feel like it's just too small, even though I have a bigger phone, but I can't, So I have a laptop that I sit here with. I mean, I could still go full screen too, right? I could. That's not an issue, but um, but sometimes if the chat is going too fast, I'll ignore it as well, because it gives you a headache watching that roll too much, right? And trying to see what's being said. It gets really difficult. But I did want to show you guys. There was a person who did. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. An iPad's better though than a phone. I do watch like movies on my iPad at night when I go to bed. If I'm not really tired, but they help me get sleepy. So I'll watch movies on my iPad. But my laptop is when I do everything else. But so I mean, I do check out other people just to see what they're doing, how they are. Is there something that I can pick up that might be able to do, Yeah. Kanan, you're like me. Phone is too small. Brenda Jo uses her phone. Well, hello, Jackie. Oh, that's all right. Awesome. It's usually around 6:05 every night. And then if I don't have one like last night, I'll put up a notice on my community post. So yeah, notifications probably will help. But I did want to show you guys a 3D version of the flashlight video. It's pretty awesome, right? It's not very long, and I'm pretty much solidified in my thinking that the flashlight video is very legitimate, guys. I think that something went on that night. I think that might have been when Sebastian was abducted. Feel pretty strongly about that. Did I hear right? Because I didn't. I came in late to that. But did I hear right last night? Hello, Charity. Did SF say that the flashlight video was flashlight tag? Anybody know? I thought I saw that in the comments, and I thought, no, tell me he didn't say that. Oh, that's awesome. No, he didn't say that, Canine. Okay. I saw it in chat last night, and I'm thinking, surely he didn't say that. Like, I know that Bobby had said her children used to do that. But we had talked about that one night, right? We had talked about the fact that those lights would have been flashing all over the place, not just in a straight line there and back, right? So let's go ahead. I'm going to share that 3D one. Okay.
So up here is a building of some sort, and then the vehicles of the people that own the building where the camera's positioned, and then there's a boat there. They own a boat, and that'll come into play later. You can't really tell a lot. There's lights that move around. So let's take a look. The lights happen over here on the right. That's where you need to keep watching. And there you see there, look, this light moving around. But nobody knows exactly which direction this camera's pointing. And that's the problem. We don't know what this building is here. We don't know where these lights are and why this light's moving across the screen like this. Is somebody walking around? Have they got a torch? Have they got a mobile phone in their hand? Or even dustmen have been mentioned with lights on their hats. So that could be one of the things that is as well. Many ideas coming around from this video. You can see this is a truck, and some people have said that that's a mailbox. So you can this is where it looks more like a mailbox, when it gets more grainy looking. And there's the lights. And then there's a vehicle that pulls up and the lights come on. And nobody knows what that vehicle is either. And that could be a trash truck as well. So dustmen and trash trucks, they come up a lot in this. But I figured out a way to solve all of this, because all these vehicles have got a set position on this person's driveway, and I can recreate this image in 3D models, and I can tell you exactly where we're looking. And that's what I'm about to do. We'll solve all of these problems. You'll find out what that building is up there. You'll find out where these lights are positioned. You'll find out where this car's parked. But I'll be showing you where we could be looking first. So here's the reconstruction that I've created in a 3D modeling package. And as you can see, it's pretty detailed. I've taken this map from Google Earth, which you can download into this program. And you get the height map as well, if you look. So you can see I've got all the height gradients, and I've put the buildings in myself, rebuilding all the buildings in the area that could then possibly show up on the camera. So by
That's
zooming
pretty
in
cool.
on the scene, you can see that I've positioned even the vehicles in the right places and certain items that might show up on the camera, and the trees and cars, the main important buildings that could be located on the camera. So over here, you have these two buildings that could be showing up on that screen. So this white one, a lot of people think this white building is the white blob that you see on the screen, that building that you can't really make it out. And this other building with the lights on could also be in the scene. Another theory is that the lights are someone taking a bin down one of these drives. And that's what you see moving around on the screen. So if it's this white building, then the white light that moves around is someone taking their bin to the end of the drive, or one of these drives up here somewhere. If we just pop to Google Earth for a moment, you can see the camera where they recorded the video from, the famous mailbox that people get confused with the truck. This is the camera over here. This is the angle of the camera over these vehicles in the driveway. And people want to know exactly where that's looking.
I
So
think
you
he's
look around,
purposely bringing up
you've
those
got
other two
buildings, the white building that I've
buildings
just
because he's
mentioned, the other
debunking
building over there.
the
And then you've
investigators'
got some buildings over
theory.
here, a bit obscured by trees, and this building opposite. Now, from some angles, you can see kind of shapes. Now, this is Sebastian's house over here. So it's quite important to figure out if the lights are anywhere near his house on that night, because that's quite a clue on where he went missing. Did he cross over here somewhere, as people have said? You know, you see that person taking the bins out up here, all right, is if you're looking at this building, someone's walking down here taking their bins out. So that's the one theory. But the other theory is that you are looking at this building over here and these white garage doors. And if you're looking at those white garage
They sure
doors,
did, didn't
then
they?
the lights are crossing this grass. And the dogs actually tracked that way as well. So that's quite important to figure out if the lights go this way, were the dogs following the same lights, the same tracks that night? Were they following Sebastian Rogers? So here you can see the same camera and the vehicles, how they were parked that night. And I've even positioned all the bins, because getting the bins right is quite important to getting the whole scene right as well. By working out each position of each object, you can figure out where that camera.
So, guys, I know this is kind of irrelevant, but has anybody else other than me thought the way these people park in their driveway is idiotic? I mean, you got all that room. Why wouldn't you park so you could back out? I don't know. I just find the way they park in their driveway idiotic.
Was pointing, because it has to cross these objects at exactly the right angle for you to see where it's looking, and it could be looking any direction over here as well. So, you know, you get the light shining through the door onto the cars and vehicles and out of this window here as well, so you get more angles from the lights as well.
Oh, Jackie.
And the boat, which was parked at the back.
That's awesome.
Because you
I'm
can see that
glad I
boat,
can
so that
make you
helps you to
smile.
position everything as well.
That makes me feel good,
Now,
honestly.
if you look from the top view on Google Earth, you can see the buildings' positions. The ones that I didn't build have a ghostly outline, and I can position my buildings on top of the outlines of the real buildings to get them exactly right. And the ones that are in the scene, I've positioned exactly in the right place. And you can tell some of them how accurate they are, because by looking at the doorway, you can see little paths leading to the doorway. So that shows just how accurate this is. The garage doors are all on the driveway. The car's parked right where it would be parked, in front of that garage door, because it could alter the way the light's shining back to us. If we're seeing that white blob on the screen, we want to get the shape of it right. So by positioning all the trees and the vehicles in the way and the little ornaments and things, we can obscure the image in the same way that it would be obscured on the camera, putting the trees in the right places and everything. So as not to give away the big reveal at the end, I've put a wall around the building. You can't see where we're looking now, because I'm going to show you that at the end, but we're going to take a look through the camera now. So here is a screenshot of the CCTV footage, so that I can do a comparison with my setup, the way I've set everything up. So I've positioned all my cars and the boat and the bins and these vehicles. And by getting everything right, we should be able to see where we're looking up here. But I've covered the background up because I'm saving that for the end. So now let's take a look at my picture underneath. This is my screen capture of my models on the map, and this is the real video. The building's disappearing because I've blocked the background off. But when I do this for real, you'll be able to see the building as well, and you'll know what building we're looking at, because I can turn the night into day, and you'll be able to see everything in the daytime.
Isn't that
And
cool,
this
guys?
boat, right? You've got to keep an eye on that boat. It's half chopped off at the top. That's very important. I've chopped it off at the top. They've chopped it off at the top. You'll see why that's important soon. It's time for you to make your own guess. Where do you think we're looking? What do you think this building is over here? Is it the big white building that we saw earlier? Is it the garage doors? If it's the garage doors, are the lights Sebastian walking around? Are they bin?
Do you think so, K9? You would think so, but you know what? In that same video that I was watching earlier, where they were showing all the chat from Laura Lodge last night, and it wasn't Laura Lodge. Okay, just putting that out there. It wasn't Laura Lodge showing the chat. Somebody completely different. When they read something about something putting in there that it was a criminal investigation, they said, no, it's not. It's not a criminal investigation. Excuse me. Law enforcement has said it's a criminal investigation now. So, you know, I don't. Sometimes I think people can be so blinded, and it's kind of like what I was talking about with someone who maybe believes their own lies. Sometimes you just gotta turn away from them, because it's like they're blind. Yes, this creator did do a great job at this. But so to answer your question, Kanan, I don't think it's going to. They're going to believe what they want to believe no matter what. Some people might be convinced, maybe some of their subs, but I don't. Oh, cool. Okay. So I'm going to turn it back on for you.
Men, now's the time to make your mind up, because we're not going to do the reveal, but we are in a minute, and I want you to just try to look at my vehicles, look at those vehicles. Where do you think we're looking? Where do you think the camera's pointing? Because I'm going to tell you now, once I've shown you this at the end, there's no doubt in it. There's no going back. You'll know the answer. It can't be a mistake because of that boat being chopped off at the top. I haven't made any mistakes. There's no way it can be any other building than the one I'm about to show you at the end. That boat being chopped off at the top
She's
hides
debunking
the other
everything
buildings.
that
The other buildings are above
the investigator has
You
said.
can't chop the boat off and have the buildings on the screen at the same time. It's
I
not
know.
possible.
I know.
So that's a big clue.
They
Okay,
were
let's
blaming
take
it
the
on
wall out.
somebody else saying it. I'm like,
Now we'll be able to see where
no,
we're looking.
law enforcement said it.
And I do my final render.
Those are
So here
times
we
when
go.
I
I've taken the
do
wall
want to
away.
say something, but I
Now I'm going
don't.
to reveal my image with the wall taken away. And now you can see the building that it's looking at. And it's a pretty good match. Now, can you figure out which building that is? It's not white, so that's a bit of a clue, isn't it? It's not one of the white buildings. It's a red building. It's got bricks. But what is this light here?
Yeah, you can see the red
See it.
even, right?
I can change it completely today in a minute, so you'll see the whole building. And these lights positioned around the sides.
I know. Wouldn't it be neat to have that kind of talent?
So are you ready to see me turn night into day?
Sure.
Watch this.
We're ready. There we go.
And this is where you're looking. And this is where you've been looking all along. These white garage doors in a line over here. And that door shining out. Probably a light on in there, something like that. And this is exact position. The boat cut off at the top. And I'm going to show you why that's important in a minute. Well, I could tell you now, actually. It's because that white house is above that boat. You can't possibly chop that boat in half and have that white house on the screen at the same time because it's there. The white house is. I'll show you in a minute, but you can't cut that boat in half and show that.
It'd be hard to see footprints. They got changed.
The White House isn't to the right. This is to the right of the cars. The White House is actually above the boat, so you can't get it in. It's impossible. This is the only angle you can get the exact. These buildings are the only ones that can fit into this picture, and that's it. It's important to note as well that that's Sebastian Rogers' house on the screen at the same time as the video's being filmed.
Yep.
So the white lights are actually near his house and are actually crossing this grass somewhere. But it's hard to tell where, even on my setup here. I'll try and reproduce it, but I won't reproduce it in this video. It's going to take a while to get that right. But there's lights on this building. That you could have a light through that window there, which
I agree, Jackie.
light. Okay, there's a light by this door, and there's a light above the garage, but the garage probably isn't in the picture. So this is glass, by the way. You can see through this. This is a conservatory. So a light can actually pass this way and still be seen because that's glass there. So here I've opened up the image so you can see the whole thing. And there's the white building, and there's the garage doors, the red building next to the white building. But the thing is, if you chop this boat off at the top, you can't get that building in. It's not possible.
And see, that's what
that building would have to be
SF said. It was over here.
The image on the video
it's
is
not.
on the right of the cars. You can't get that building on the right either because you'd be looking into the wall. The camera would have to be looking right in the wall there.
Yep.
To get that house on the right hand side, but also chopping the boat in half, you can't do it anyway. You couldn't do it, not possible. You can even see I've put the fisheye lens into it as well. I've done all the actual details of the real image It has a slight fisheye lens around there. Just warps that car a bit and moves the bins a little bit to the side. Every single detail I've put in the image that was on the actual video. So if you guessed the building with the 3 white garage doors, you were right. You're the winner. And this is Sebastian's house. And apparently he could have, the dog's tracked down this way. So the lights actually match the dog tracks. That's quite interesting, isn't it? And the 5 trees, they obscure the image a bit. It's the trees that you can see just blocking that.
So that's 2 professionals that have debunked his video.
At the end of the day, it's about finding Sebastian, though, isn't it? It doesn't matter who's right and who's wrong. It matters if we can find him, if we can just do our little bit to help to find him. You know,
Amen.
If the dog's tracks match the image, then that's something that should be looked into, isn't it? And dustbin men can be ignored and all this, because why would they be walking across the grass, you know, the back of people's gardens? I mean, maybe they do. Maybe that's what they do, but, you know, it's a bit strange if you ask me. Okay, thanks. I hope you like my video. Like and subscribe because...
So guys, yes, go over and subscribe. Very, very talented. Very talented. The cameras in that area all were looked at, and they said there was a security breach or something. Double debunkers. Yeah. Well, they haven't been good about it to begin with, right? And they only did it, because it was Sebastian's birthday, I think. And who did we just hear that they said that, which I don't know is true or not, but they said Sumner isn't even working on the case or something anymore. I don't know. But then there was that email that said Carter was still working on it. And then I've had several comments underneath my videos saying that Carter is with TBI. And so I don't know. According to those emails, it said that Carter was with Sumner County Criminal Investigation Division. Right, it got changed. This person was able to take the video and make it light to show where that angle was showing. The streets were very dark. As far as security breaches, I don't know about that. I heard there was possibly jammers that were jamming the time. But there's, I would expect to see receipts for anything like that before I would believe it. We have the video. That is proof. We have proof that the video was made, was shown by 2 different people as to where the flashlights were. Those are receipts, but anything beyond that, I'd need receipts to know. Yeah. Well, they have, Ginger. I'm sure that they already have. I think that that's why they were upset about the video being put out there to begin with, right? I think that they were upset with Barris and wanted that kept close to the vest, which, until they figured out. The thing I was wishing was, I wish that somehow the video, when that other car pulled up and the lights came on, if at that point they could make the light go brighter, right, to enhance it, to see what kind of car that was. That's what I'm hoping the FBI can do. That's right, patience. Patience. They're building a case, guys, and they're going to make sure their I's are dotted, their T's are crossed before they ever go after somebody in this case. I believe we'll have some kind of resolution. I do believe that. I think the resolution would come a lot quicker if people would work together. But I think that the abductors don't want to be found out, right? Which, in any case, the individuals that are guilty never want to be found out, so they're not going to work with anyone else, right? They're always going to do everything that they can to make sure they're not found out, right? If there was a law enforcement officer involved, would that explain the silence from Ellie? It might explain the silence from Sumner County. Yeah, it might explain silence all the way around, guys, because then they're really going to keep things close to the vest, right? They're not going to want anything to be getting out, for sure, on that. That's a really good question, right? I agree with Jackie O. Very good question. Very good thought, Ginger. At first I was thinking, well, yeah, maybe Sumner County, but no, no matter who is involved, if it's that one reserve officer, they're going to want to keep that very close to the vest. If they believe that. And yes, it's frustrating for us, but who are we? We're nobody in the grand scheme of things. I mean, it's Seth that I worry about, But if they're talking to him, if they're continuing to talk to him, then we need to just be satisfied with that, right? These are really important. There may be hidden clues or a memory here. Could be. Could be. I mean, we've said it all along. When we've gone back and looked at things, look at how many times have we looked at the flashlight video, guys? Right? And once I saw it on the mob, I was like, oh, well, I'm convinced, And then you see the 3D imaging and it's like, wow, I'm totally 1,000%, convinced. Nothing would change my mind back about that now. Yeah, we are Sebastian's army and we need to stay Sebastian strong. And that's the thing, right? We need to stay Sebastian strong. We need to be the example, be the example and make sure that we are what everyone needs to see out there. Because honestly, guys, what was going on in that chat last night, I mean, it was bad enough just watching the interview, but watching what was going on in chat, I mean, it was extremely frustrating. Yes, exactly, Jackie O. We want him home. The abductors, whoever they may be, that'll all be taken care of later. What's important is finding Sebastian, bringing him home safely. Once he's home, then we're going to know what happened, right? Seth has said that how many times? He said, I just got to find my son. Once I find my son, Sebastian will know what happened. Right, guys? How many times have we heard Seth say that? And that's when. I mean, guys, I'd rather have it that way, right? Look at the Suzanne Simpson case. They haven't found her. They haven't found her remains yet. Her husband is in jail and facing trial for her red rum. Okay? Guys, her children have no idea where she is. She had a 5-year-old little girl and a 15-year-old boy and 2 other daughters who were older than 18. Her 4 children don't know where their mom is. They don't believe she's alive anymore. But, I mean, think about that. Wouldn't we rather have Sebastian home and then charges filed after versus that kind of a situation? Not ever knowing, right? I mean, it's horrific if you think about it. The homeowners speak about their videos. I'm sure that they do, but you heard someone say that the investigation hasn't left Sumner County. Yeah. So we're hearing all kinds of rumors. I'm hearing a rumor. I heard a rumor that Sumner County isn't even talking about the case anymore, that it's TBI now. So we can't really go by rumors, guys. We really can't. You know, that I would like to think that that email that Justin put up was legit and that it was from Carter. And if that's the case, if that was legit and it was from Carter and he's from the Sumner County Criminal Investigation Unit, then he's saying that's the only case he's working. Yeah, I saw that too. Honk seems to have some information about Worshams, which is interesting. Because remember, Katie left and they said that she drove to the high school by way of Worshams. And I'll show you guys. So, You would wonder why she would do that. Um, so I'll share my stream. Okay. So right here is Sebastian's house. Now, she came out, allegedly, I don't know how true this is, came down Kellen Lane to Long Hollow Pike, went this way. Here's Worsham's. It's called Beach Market. And then came this way to the high school. Now, wouldn't it have made more sense, come down Kellen Lane, to either this road or this road? Why would you go all the way here? I mean, it even curves out of your way, right? To come around. Why would you do that? That's what I've heard. That's the route that she took. I don't know if that's true or not. But that's what I've heard, that she went past Worsham's. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've also heard recently that family owns land behind Worsham's. I don't know, guys. I mean, that could all be. I know that this has been searched. I've watched it being searched. I believe by CJ, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe Silvers. And the reason that I say that is because there's a creek there, I think, that runs through. Yeah. There's a creek that runs through there. But yeah, why would she go that way? And then come up here to the high school? Makes no sense in my opinion. Right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I wish that some of these rumors could be validated, right? Right? Like, was that the route that she took? And then why? But, I mean, we don't know. We don't know. And I will say this. I mean, if you're distraught, you know, I'm giving everybody the benefit of the doubt here, right? If you're distraught, maybe you're going to do things that don't make sense. I don't know. But maybe there was a reason. You know, Hong is saying, so let me see what he's got to say. All right. I'll share. I will share. Okay. Okay. I don't know if I need to turn on the.
So, although I have a very good working relationship with TBI in my other case,
I'll start it
It's very
over.
helpful to know and understand. I just want to, there's, like I said, there's been a lot of people claiming that you haven't even talked to law enforcement, or that these people don't know who you are. And then, I see that and I'm like, all right, well, who knows what here,
So let me be clear on that. So, although I have a very good working relationship with TBI in my other cases, and in this case, I'm not trying. So when I came into this case, I wish I knew the exact date. It's only been what, 3 months, 4 months. This case was law enforcement wanted nothing to do with anybody in this case. You know what I mean? It was burned to the ground. They were like, we don't want any part of what's going on online. They're not, so they're shut down, and I don't try to communicate with them. I don't. So no, am I working side by side with law enforcement in this case? No, and I'm not trying to either. I don't reach out to them. They don't reach out to me. They 100% know I'm there. We gave them formal indication, and they responded back, and they said he's welcome on the case, and that was it. So, but we have not tried to. I'm not trying to work like I do in some cases, and that goes case by case. It just depends, the flow of the case. But in this case, there's no reason for me to, because it's too divided. If they worked with me, they know that Seth's people would just turn it into a whole PR stunt, and say, well, you're not working with us. And so to avoid that and not give them any drama, I don't need, we're just doing my own investigation. So I don't want to give the impression that I'm saying I'm working with law enforcement on this. I'm not.
Got it. That's that.
Huh. I think the school wasn't open yet. It was still locked. Because it was just a little after 6. So I think the school was locked. Not that I think she checked it, but I think it was locked. Hey, we're watching without chat, guys. Oh, goodness. How many lies does it take to say one truth, and how many words does it take to say no? That whole answer there reminded me of somebody else that likes to do word salad. How about you guys? That's all I could think of was, oh, no wonder they get along so well. They both talk word salad. I don't. Okay.
That's all very helpful to know and understand. I just want to, there's, like I said, there's been
so this one, who blew on eggs? She was at Worsham's. Yes, I got receipts. Her receipt from the market. She wasn't buying anything. She had a case of eggs from a chain market and tried passing it off in Worsham bags. Hong has got the weirdest sense of humor. And he says, oh my God. He says, it's about to begin. Get your popcorn and lawyers. I don't like the last part, because honestly, guys, I don't want lawyers to be coming our way, right? Or having to get them for anything. So, yeah, he is hilarious. Oh, gotcha. Okay. I don't know. Somebody told me it was closed or it was locked up. Is there? Are well, I don't know. I mean, don't they still have school or don't they still have breakfast for some kids? I mean, I don't know. Um, I mean, I'm older too, so but I would wonder, I guess. But then again, for security purposes nowadays, the way that things are with, you know, mass, you know what? I mean, I think that the doors probably stay locked now. I don't know. How did the kids get in then, right? I don't know, guys. I really don't. But yeah, whenever I look at hung stuff, I can't help it. I just start laughing. They do still have breakfast and kids get there early for that. That's what I thought. So I don't know. I mean, that early though, that's 6:00 in the morning. Yes, that's what I thought. It was a neighbor that said that. I don't know. Can we Google it? Hendersonville High School. Home of the Commandos. Home of the Commandos. I don't know. Where would it tell us? What time they open? Six to 7:30 p.m. I mean, typically, when would they? Library directory. I don't know. You guys know? I mean, would it say what hours the school is open? I don't know, guys. Yeah, can't find it. Not sure. Administration hours. They don't have hours on there. Student registration. I don't know. Calendar. Nothing on there. Yeah, I don't see anything. It doesn't give hours for them. So it's weird. I don't know. Yeah, I looked. I looked at office hours, staff, administration. There's just even guidance counseling. They name the people, but they don't tell you their hours or anything. Resource. Yeah, there's nothing. So, yeah, I don't know. I tried. But yeah, I think Bobby was the one that said that, which she would know because she has children in the high school. Right? Cafeteria. Um, they don't have the cafeteria listed. Order yearbook. Oh, cafeteria menu. Oh, they're not showing breakfast. I'll show you guys. So this is week 4, Monday for January, I believe. Yeah, January 1st through the 31st. They're just showing lunch because I don't think they're going to have corn dogs for for breakfast. This is for lunch. So maybe at Hendersonville they don't have breakfast, guys. Chicken sliders, hamburger on a bunch. They eat better than we did in school. Cheesy beef taco stick with cheese sauce. Barbecue pork sandwich. Huh. Yeah. But see, it says... Oh, wait. There's no drop down, so Oh, here's breakfast. Oh, so they have breakfast, but it doesn't say what time. They had a snow day. That seems funny. Okay, so it doesn't say what time. Interesting, guys. So they do have breakfast, but they don't say what time. I don't know. We tried. We found out what they have at breakfast. We found out what they have for lunch. But there's no times, which I know lunches are different. They're scattered, right? And yeah, I don't know. don't know what time they do that, but then, like, do they have to go in a certain door? You know? But, you know, I mean, do we even know? Did she even try to get out of the car, right? Did she even check? Was she just looking to see if he walked there? Or was he dropped off at Worsham's? I mean, there could be several different things going on, right? If he was dropped off at Worsham's, then what about the flashlights? We just don't have enough information to know either way, right? It's all speculation. Without having answers. You know, and I think that's what Nick was talking about, right? You know, if they'd work together, then maybe they'd get some answers. But, you know, I think that it's like I said, people who are guilty are not going to work with law enforcement or anybody else for that matter, right? Whoever they may be, the abductors, let's just say, whoever they may be, they're not going to work with law enforcement, the parents, you know, they're just not. And, you know, because they don't want to get caught. You can only keep up the facade for so long. And at some point, I mean, look at serial people, right? Eventually, they make a mistake, right? Eventually, they do. And then they get caught. So that's what's hurt this case, right? Whoever has done this has not given enough clues or made a detrimental mistake yet that we're aware of, right? It's scary. It's scary. I'm going to leave you with my grannyism for tonight. I honestly, this is by Bex King. It's an actual quote. Avoid drama. Walk away from anything that doesn't improve your life. Calmness among chaos is a sign of emotional maturity. When I saw that today, I loved it because I was maybe disturbed is the best word for what happened last night and then what I was seeing today, right? Guys, there's no reason for anybody to copy somebody's chat. That's ridiculous. I mean, that's horrible. Why? How does that help Sebastian? Right? I mean, how does that help Sebastian? Well, mine was close, Ginger. That's why this speaks to me, right? Because we all have a tendency to want to stick up for what we think is right, to stick up for someone whom we feel is being treated badly, right? And that's how we were feeling last night. Thank you, I got change. Yeah. someone that's got too much time on their hands. Yeah. Really, I mean, what is the purpose of that? What's the purpose of doing that? It's just wrong on so many levels. But, really, drama doesn't improve our lives, does it? And calmness among chaos. Well, I guess I need to grow a little bit more emotional maturity. Because I was bothered. I wasn't calm. And there was a lot of chaos. There was a lot of chaos last night and today with what I saw. So yeah, I'll leave you guys with that. Think about it. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you guys. I appreciate you so much. Have a good night. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at granniescrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks.